Welcome one, welcome all. It's time for another exciting edition of the show with no name. And right now we are going to blast off, folks. So hold on to your hats and get ready to rock and roll.
Three, two, one, zero.
Here we go.
Ignition. Liftoff.
Time for some exciting English, folks. All aboard. Vamos que nos vamos, as you say. Love that one.
Get ready. Hold on to
Here
your
we go.
straps.
Come
on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats.
And get ready for the ride of your life.
The show with no name time.
Where though?
On Vaughn Radio.
Ah, gotcha.
It's a show with
No
name.
Let's go. Come on, folks, all aboard. I don't care what day of the week it is. I don't care what month it is. We're going to have some fun. You can be listening to this at midnight. You can be listening to this at 8 a.m. thanks to podcasts. Whenever you're listening, I hope you have a wonderful day ahead or evening ahead, folks. Wishing you the best, not just in your English learning. And thank you to all my show with no namers who participate day after day. Or as we learned last week on Doris Day's birthday, day in, day out. Thank you very much. And week in, week out, you guys participate in our question of the week, which for me, I think it's revolutionary. I know it's just a voice message, but I feel like it's revolutionary because I can help you not just with your grammar and in vocabulary enrichment. No, I can also help you now with your pronunciation, your syntax, how you put things together. And you can also hear each other's voices. And you guys have lovely voices. What can I say? Doesn't matter what language you're speaking. Well, you're lovely people. What can I say? Show with no namers. I hope you didn't miss us too much. I was hanging out. If you guys follow me on Instagram and on Twitter, I was chilling out with my buddies, Nacho, Juanjo, Quique, who works at VaughnTienda.com, and Tino. So I had the boys over for a BBQ. And folks, what a great, great weekend. But now we've got to get down to business. ¿Conocéis la canción? Let's get down to business. Vamos al lío. Let's take a look at this week's question of the week.
Question of the week.
All right, folks, question of the week. And this week's question, pretty simple. Do you have a nickname? Do you have a nickname? And what is it? And how did you get it? So there you go. I'm sure many of you have maybe a nick. My mom, for example, she calls me Albertucci, which is Albertuccio, but they omit that final sound when it's Americanized. It comes from the Italian way of saying it. And it's because her aunt, my great aunt, Katie, it's because of her, because she used to call my grandfather Albertuccio, right? The O is kind of, like I said, in Italian, sometimes, at least when Americans speak Italian, mozzarella. We don't say mozzarella. See, the A, I don't know if it's Laura can probably help us out if that's like an American thing or, well, I guess omission of final syllables is something that happens in all languages. Cuñao, right? In Spanish, we do it a lot. I'm going, I'm eating, I'm taking. I never, ever, ever say the G in the gerund. No uso ese ing. So do you have a nickname or have you ever had a nickname? What is it? We'd like to know what it is. And of course, how did you get it? You know, of course, If it's Speed Racer, well, maybe because you drive like a maniac, but you can tell us who dubbed you. To dub es nombrar, es una palabra bastante formal. You might know it if you're a Metallica fan. So I dub the unforgiven. What I felt, what I've known, never shine through in what I've shown. All right, folks, always learning with music. You know it. We had music going all day at the barbecue yesterday. And good vibes with my amigos. Those same vibes we have here on the show with No Name every day. It's like a family, I would say, more than just an English class, especially the way you guys look after each other. Os cuidáis. You're always, hey, man, good job. You're always applauding each other, encouraging each other. And I think that is absolutely beautiful. So participate if you'd like. Everybody who participates, great job. Again, thank you, and you're doing a wonderful job. It's this week's question of the week. Send it to me before Thursday evening, and then we'll hear from all of you on Friday. Looking forward to that, my amigos. But right now, it's time for our pop quiz. Come on now. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz.
Howdy, Richard Vaughn here, founder and host of Vaughn Radio. Meet my amazing team.
Hello there, this is Julia from the Let's Get Random show. Let's navigate life together, practicing our English.
Hi, this is Kyle Miller. I present the Drive Time Show every day at 6 o'clock on Vaughn Radio.
Hi, this is Jimena,
Y yo soy Nacho,
and you can listen to us every day on Test Your English
a las 12:30.
at 12:30. Tune in!
This is Fitz from No Excuses. Let's get ready to rumble. Come rumble with me on No Excuses.
This is Chris with Frankly Speaking. The doors open every night at 7:30. Let's talk soon.
Hi, this is Dave Boyes from The Salad. Join us every day, live at 5.
Hey, it's Alberto Alonso from the show with No Name. And don't forget about Rob, Andy, Ruby, and Tino.
Download our free app, Vaughan Radio or Vaughn Radio, and learn English with all of us on the go.
Download our free app. Also, remember, you can download your favorite shows wherever you get your podcasts. We're also on TuneIn Radio, which is a really cool resource. I've got it on my phone as well. So you can find us basically anywhere. And don't forget to follow us on social media, because they've been posting a lot of videos lately, which I think are very helpful. So check it out, and you'll find out about deals as well. You also know we have the website, grupovon.com/cursos destacados. All right, well, today we're going to listen to something from Conversaciones en Inglés. It's just one of the many materials that are available at the Vaughn Tienda. And you can get it, obviously, everywhere, wherever fine books are sold. So Conversaciones en Inglés, you've got 1, 2, and 3. It's a 3-part series. Each one is under $15, so $14.95. And obviously, 1 is the easiest one. It's for beginners. 2 is for intermediate, and 3 is for higher levels. I'm on the cover of number 2, even though the only thing I did with the book is record some audio, which, by the way, each book has 3 hours of audio. So it's almost like a complete course if you get all three of these books. And they, we look at conversations in different situations in English and the common things you would say. And I've got to say, aside from being wonderful English teachers, the voice talent, the people who record it, whether that's Carmen Vallejo or Ximena or Julia, some people who have been here with us in the past, they do a really good job at the role playing, at the acting part. So that's really, really cool. So let's listen to Conversaciones en Inglés. And then I've got a challenge or two for you.
He just dropped me in it, just like that. I was so embarrassed. He could have warned me.
Wait, now, what are we talking about again?
Jerome, why aren't you listening to me? I listen to you waffle all the time. The least you could do is listen to me from time to time.
Well, sorry. Carry on. You'll have my full attention now. Are we going to spend every break we have name dropping?
One of the perks of working in this hotel is that we actually do get to see celebrities. I would not work all these hours without getting something in return. Now, as I was saying, Lucas completely dropped me in it. I was shown some Japanese businessman to the Retiro suite when he sent me a message, and all it said was, come to reception straight away for urgent check-in.
Well, what did you do?
Well, what would you do? Of course, I went downstairs as soon as I was finished showing the businessmen around the suite. What is it about businessmen? They're rarely tip.
Come on, drop it, will you? You always have something to complain about. Carry on with the story. I'm wondering if you'll ever get to the point.
Oh, yeah. Well, when I got in the lift, an American couple asked me to take a photo of them, and their camera was amazing. I think I want one for Christmas.
Ah, come on! You're starting to annoy me now. I'm dying to know who you found when you went downstairs.
Well, I arrived at reception, and you would never guess who I saw. None other than, are you ready for it? Ted Danson.
Who's he? You trying to tell me that you have made me wait for 10 minutes only to hear that you checked Ted Danson in?
Jerome, Ted Danson is really famous. Don't you remember him from that series Cheers? He was the good-looking fella behind the bar. He's got a big American smile, and he was so handsome in the 80s.
Sorry, Jacinta, I haven't got a clue who you're talking about. Anyway, I was born at the end of the 80s. So how do you expect someone who was a baby at that time to know who you're talking about?
Okay, well, can you do any better?
Well, if you turn around, you might see someone who will make you go weak at the knees.
What? Oh my God. It's Enrique Iglesias. Quick, do I look okay?
All right, there you go. Didn't I tell you they were hams? A ham, to ham it up, ham es jamón, evidentemente, but to ham it up is ponerle voces, hacerlo como teatral. And I've got to say, I don't even know, was that maybe Siobhan? I don't know who those voices were. Well, they were two people working at the the reception desk at a hotel, and they were chit-chatting, de chachara, they were chit-chatting, as we say. You could say chatting or chit-chat, right? They were chit-chatting. And it was a funny little conversation, I gotta say. They were starstruck. To be starstruck, deslumbrado. But this is because, some major celebrities were checking into their hotel. One of the perks, they said. Uno de los beneficios de un trabajo, we call it one of the perks, right? And so there were a lot of really good verbs in there, a lot of good expressions as well, but I'm going to ask you for 3 of them. The first one I want you to give me, and as always, I want you to give it to me in context, as always, is citar, it tells me here. Okay, so citar, but I don't mean to go on a date or to schedule an appointment for somebody. That reminds me, I got to go to the dentist again. Citar. This, I'll tell you exactly what it is. I know a lot of famous people. So, for example, I'm having dinner with some friends, and I know they like soccer, football. And I say, oh, yeah, this one time when I was at Sergio Ramos's house, and they're like, oh, That's the word I'm looking for. Citar, to say a famous person's name to try and impress somebody, saying that you have some kind of connection to them. It's very, very common in Hollywood, for example. But it's funny because in Hollywood, they'll do this, but they'll like, do you know Spielberg? Yeah, of course I know Spielberg. He's one of the, okay, yeah. Well, you know his assistant? No. Well, I go to the same hairdresser as Spielberg's assistant. And I'm like, all right. Wow. 25 degrees of separation, perhaps. So, citar, decir un nombre de un famoso que conoces, ¿no? Para intentar impresionar, to try and impress somebody. The second one is dejar propina. This is a good one to know, especially because it's something you have to do. You have to do it in the United States. I don't know about in England. Do they tip in England? That's weird. I've been there many times, but now I can't remember. Well, in the United States, and I know how you guys feel about it because many people have told me. Many people have told me, Alberto, that stinks. Why do I have to pay the waiter? Well, I get it. It's the restaurant. Don't blame me. Blame the restaurant. That's the employer doesn't want to pay his employees, right? So the first one is decir nombre de famoso, saying a famous person's name that you know or have some kind of connection with, and you're trying to impress somebody, obviously, when you do it. Okay. The second one is dejar una propina. Again, use them in context. I think it's the best way. And the last one was one that I use a lot in Spanish now. And the only reason I use it a lot in Spanish is because I use it a lot in English as well. And that's el mismísimo. The well-known, el mismísimo. So there you go, my amigos. You've got 3 challenges there. You've got the first one, decir nombre de famoso que conoces para impresionar. The second one, dejar propina. We're looking for the verb here. And the third one, and again, all of these in context, please. El mismísimo, if you want to introduce somebody, or lo típico, llega un amigo a casa, you're hanging out and somebody, hey, mira, el mismísimo, tal. All right, so my amigos, there you've got it, your first challenges of today. We also have our Say What coming up. We've got our Spelling Bee. Let's check in with our students over here in our virtual chat room. Let's see who's in the house. We've got David, and David says, good morning, Alberto and mates. Good morning to you, sir. Great to have you on board. Bright and early. Born to Iron Man says, morning, friends. What's up, Born to Iron Man? Always a pleasure to have you here with us on board and participating. Let's see. Born to Iron Man says, citar. Yeah, I think that's what I said, right? Citar. Which is also to quote, right? To quote somebody. And I quote, y cito, right? That's a quote. Una cita y citar. So good to know. All right, let's see who else is in the house. Anix. Anix is joining us. Great to have you with us, Anix. As always, guys, I don't think Anix has ever missed our question of the week. Is that true, Anix? Am I making that up? Or I think you have participated consistently since the first time we did it. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who is noticing your progress. I'm sure your fellow students notice it as well. And it's not just your progress. It's how comfortable you feel speaking English. And think about this. The more comfortable you feel, the more comfortable the person you're speaking to is going to feel. We've all been in a situation where you're talking to somebody and they're stuttering or they're nervous and it's uncomfortable. it's uncomfortable for the person who is receiving the message. So confidence doesn't only help you, but it helps your surroundings, right? If people feel you're confident, then they're more relaxed. Now, there's a fine line between confidence and cockiness or arrogance, but I know you guys know that. But I can feel your confidence. Not just when I speak to Anix now, I'm speaking to all of you, okay? So keep it up, amigos. It's a great way to make sure that you talk every week, you express your point of view every week. And every Friday, we look forward to hearing from all of you. There's Chris Valrol in the house. Chris says, morning, dear show with no namers. Morning, Chris. Great to have you with us. Speaking of a student who I think has participated as well every single week. That's dedication, folks. And I know, some weeks are the same, but then you have weeks where you're like, what happened this week? This was not a regular week. No matter how routine your schedule is, we always have a week where you're like, I couldn't do anything I needed to do because something very big came up. That happens a lot. As we say, life gets in the way. La vida se pone por medio. Let's see. Anix says, I've participated. Cuidado, Anix, you're just missing a D over there. I've participated almost every week. I just missed one or two. And on top of it, she's honest, folks. Look at that. Wonderful. Hey, I'm serious. Whether you've participated once or whether you participate on a weekly basis, keep it up. I'm noticing a lot of progress with all of you. Even some of my students who they know, you have really two kinds of students here. I mean, really more, but you've got two kinds of students. You've got the ones that are going to just speak because they speak in their own language and they're not worried about making mistakes and they're just going to speak and they're not worried about it, but that's okay. Although remember, when you're not expressing yourself clearly, you'll confuse your audience, right? So that, I mean, there's a perk, para usar la misma palabra de antes, beneficio, to being like that, to being, outgoing, extrovertido, not being shy, right? Because right there, well, you're already going to have fewer inhibitions than somebody who's shy or has a complex. And hey, listen, that I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. What I'm saying is, usually that's what you've got. So if you're shy on top of it in your own language, well, then it requires you leaving your comfort zone even more. And if any of you are shy, you could have fooled me, como decimos. Pues me podrías haber engañado a mí. You could have fooled me. At least when I hear you speak in English, most of you, I don't think I've ever heard you speak Spanish. Is that true? Now that I think about it. Well, sometimes, I know sometimes at the book fair, people come and they're like, Alberto, I was going to speak to you in English. I even rehearsed it. Que lo ensayan. But then when I came up to you, cuando me acerqué, I didn't have the guts, las agallas. Guys, don't worry. Usually, unless, okay, we're chatting for a little while and you make a mistake a couple times, I'll correct you. But usually at the book fair, I'm teaching, but I'm not going to correct you. People are nervous. They're like, what if I make a mistake? So a lot of people, I've had that a lot of times where people are like, I'm learning so much, trust me, but I'm just too nervous to speak in English right now. And I said, well, this is the moment right now. This is the moment we've been waiting for. And I see we've got tons of students participating in our pop quiz. We've got Chris Valrol and Born to Iron Man ready to rock. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, amigos. We're going to take a quick commercial break right now. Then we're going to come back. We've got our Say What soundbite. We've got our spelling bee. We've got to check our answers on our pop quiz as well. And man, that'll get us to about the the halfway point. You say el Ecuador. For us, the equator is that thing around the center of the earth. We wouldn't say at the equator, we would say at the halfway point. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with tons more Show with No Names. So, say it with me, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to part 2 of today's Show with No Name on Vaughn Radio. Don't forget to stop by our website. You can go to grupovaughn.com/cursos destacados. And there you can get information on all our courses, materials, and everything we've got going on in the Vaughn world. The Vaughn sphere, la esfera. Remember, in English, that word doesn't have an E at the beginning. It's not sphere. Y se escribe con PH, no con F. So, sphere, sphere. Es como la palabra fear, miedo, pero con S delante. Sphere. Yeah, because I'm sure someone will see the word and want to say sphere. Esfera, right? ¿A que sí? Well, hey, I'm just trying to avoid it before it becomes an issue. That's the good thing about experience. A lot of times I push my students into a certain mistake. Les digo, toma, a ver si caes. Well, then I know. We can save some time. Pues mira, si no lo sabías, esta estructura tal o lo otro. All right, amigos, it's time for the Say What soundbite. Come on, come on, Say what? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, baby, baby, come on, baby, baby, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Say What soundbite, my amigos. Okay. I'm going to give you your Say What soundbite now. I'll give it to you twice. Honestly, I expect everybody to participate in this one. Seriously, this one is easy. Very easy. You guys shouldn't have any problems whatsoever. Because we've done some tough ones here, let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. Es la expresión que decimos. Las cosas por su nombre. Let's call a spade a spade. All right, folks, is everybody ready? I need you to pay close attention right now, and I'm going to give you your Say What soundbite for the first time.
I think we were all surprised, of course, and ultimately saddened. We forged ahead, and we were so thankful that you were able to complete the series as planned.
All right, there you go. I think this person speaks crystal clear and enunciates, finishes her words, right? If everybody spoke like that, right? That would make life easier. If everybody enunciated and finished their words and spoke slowly and, took their time as they spoke. But no, the reality is many people speak like me. Blah, 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 a mile a minute. That's the way it works, right? Many people. Why? Because we're running around. So our head is going at, Fernando Alonso pace. El ritmo Fernando Alonso. All right, let me give it to you a second time, and then I want to hear what you heard in your own words.
I think we were all surprised, of course, and ultimately saddened. We forged ahead, and we were so thankful that you were able to complete the series as planned.
¿Conoces Weekend Town? La nueva iniciativa de Vaughan.
Pues no.
Es un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés. Y es nuevísimo.
A ver, cuéntame más.
Tendrás una inmersión lingüística total durante 2 días. Un total de 24 horas hablando con angloparlantes de todo el mundo.
¡Wow! ¡Qué interesante!
Ganarás confianza y soltura a la hora de comunicarte en inglés. Mejorarás tu comprensión auditiva y tus habilidades conversacionales en una situación de comunicación real en inglés. Ven a Weekend Town y te sorprenderás con todo lo que puede avanzar tu inglés en un fin de semana. Weekend Town de Vaughan. Un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés. More information about Weekend Town over at grupovon.com/cursos destacados. All right, let's take a look over here. We've got some people participating. We're going to take a look at our pop quiz and see what you guys came up with. Let's see. Chris Valrol says, no clue about the first one. Okay, no worries. The second one, I like to leave a tip when I go to a restaurant. Okay, to leave a tip. Great, good job. And the third part, I was with Richard himself the last time I was in Madrid. All right, I'm going to give it to you. We'll see if anybody else knows that first one. I got another one in mind for that last one, but it'll work. All right, let's see. Born to Iron Man says, hey, bartender, did you mention double A? The one and only Alberto Alonso? That's the one I was looking for. So to mention, okay, mention is okay. There's a more specific word there, which we'll look at. Great. Well, if you guys don't know it, then we're going to learn it. So did you mention double A? The one and only Alberto Alonso? Eso es. The one and only, el mismísimo, right? And we use it ironically too, like, hey, are you Alberto? The one and only, el mismísimo. Y como ves, es frase hecha. The one and only. And then he says, yeah, I'm gonna, right? E falta el verbo ahí. I'm gonna leave you a $10 tip just for it. All right. So to leave a tip. Great. But you guys are thinking in Spanish. Don't you remember in English we can verbify everything? We can turn everything into a verb, and we do. So great job. Great job, Chris, and Born to Iron Man. Let's see. Anik says, I said so. I'm unable to talk to you in English face to face, not face by face. Face to face. Well, Anik, you're not alone. That's the thing. So I don't know. I don't mean to make you guys nervous. That's not my intention. Chris says, indeed, Anix, face to face is a little bit harder. I usually turn into a clumsy speaker. Well, yeah, but guys, that's how we learn, right? By experience, as we say, hands-on experience. Experiencia práctica, I think you would say in Spanish. All right, great job in the pop quiz. The word that I don't think anybody got, I was giving you another minute or so, is to name drop. O sea, dejar caer nombres. Think about it. If you drop something, se cae, ¿no? Lo dejas caer. So if you're name dropping, o sea, esto es muy Hollywood. Y en los mundillos estos, oh, well, I worked with this one and the other one and his assistant. We say to name drop. So my example for you guys, people in Hollywood are always name dropping. And it's pretty annoying, to be honest. The second one was to leave a tip or to tip. Remember, everything's a verb in English. I tipped him $10. Es un verbo regular. O sea, la P se duplica cuando ponemos ed o ing. Pero es regular, okay? So I tipped him 20 euros, or I gave him a 20 euro tip. I like how you used it, Born to Iron Man. You used it as an adjective, a 10 euro tip. That was really good. But you can say to give somebody a tip, to leave somebody a tip, or to tip somebody, okay? And you know the joke? The joke is, you want a tip? Okay. Don't play in traffic. You get it? A tip, un consejo. Okay, all right, fine. Not the funniest joke in the world, but yeah, I'll give you a tip. Eat healthy. Come comida sana. All right, amigos. Does anybody want to participate in the Say What soundbite? Because if not, we're going to move on to our spelling bee.
Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee.
All right, my amigos. Welcome. Ow, I just got stung. Welcome to our spelling bee, where we're going to take a look at a little lesson. Because remember, aside from being a spelling bee, it's usually got a story behind it. There's usually a reason why I chose these words. They're clustered. They belong together. All right, anybody? Okay, yes, I've got Anix over here participating in our Say What soundbite. Great job, Anix. She says, say what? I think it's an American woman. Great job capitalizing it there. An American woman. She speaks crystal clear. We just have to make one little change there, Anix. Crystal con Y en inglés, right? Like mystery. The word, think of crystal mystery. Pues hay mucha Y ahí. So crystal clear, so calm. She enunciates, and she's talking about a series. Spot on. Spot on. Excellent job, Anix. All right, well, folks, it is time for your spelling bee. Now, this is the round where I'm relentless like a dictator. Like your favorite dictator. You choose one. Obviously, I'm speaking ironically. And, but hey, this is where we're able to see who's got what it takes, who can get things down at native speed. But before we begin with round one, we've also got Chris Valrol participating in our Say What soundbite. Let's see what she said. She said, I heard an actress or someone connected to movies. She's talking about the moment the staff realized they were not going to be able to complete a series. I've got to tell you something. I couldn't have said it better myself. Wonderful job, ladies. Anix and Chris Valrol summing it up nicely. All right, here we go, folks. This is round one of today's spelling bee. The first one. Oh, let's capitalize the first letter of every word. Is everybody ready? All right, here we go. Good luck, amigos. The first one is CHRIST space REDEEMER. The second one is STATUE space LIBERTY. The third one is LITTLE space MERMAID. The fourth one is DISCOBOLUS. The fifth one is TIAN space TAN space BUDDHA. And the last one is CHRIST space ABYSS. Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace. Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah. Wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damián, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
vaughantienda.com.
It's the shit. Yeah, if you don't have my latest book yet, I don't know why. It's called This Book is the Shit. It's also available at vaughantienda.com and many other books like the one we listened to today, Conversaciones en Inglés. So you can check all that stuff out at vaughantienda.com. If you're looking for courses and summer camps, urban camps, weekend camps, all that jazz, you can go to grupovon.com/cursos destacados. All right, let's take a look at our spelling bee. We've got Chris Valrol taking a stab at it over here. Let's see how she did. All right, Chris, the first one is correct. The second one is also correct. The third one is correct. The fourth one is correct. And the fifth one is, oh no, just one little letter missing there. And it's a shame because the sixth one was correct. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. You missed one letter. Well, this time I'm going to be nice. Me voy a portar. I'm going to be nice. And I'm going to give you these at a more normal pace. All right. The first one is CHRIST space RED E-E-M-E-R. The second one is S-T-A-T-U-E space L-I-B-E-R-T-Y. The third one, L-I-T-T-L-E space M-E-R-M-A-I-D. The fourth one is D-I-S-C-O-B-O-L-U-S. The fifth one, T-I-A-N space T-A-N space B-U-D-D-H-A. And the last one, C-H-R-I-S-T space A-B-Y-S-S. What? What's going on? These spectacular spires sometimes inspire us and astound us while we stare in awe skyward at their sheer size. Ever since Otis invented the elevator, the sky's the limit when it comes to erecting these iconic, towering structures. However, it wasn't always easy. Many lives have been lost and many lessons learned. As we build our modern-day Towers of Babel higher and higher. Join me as we discover skyscrapers on this week's episode of FYI. Welcome to For Your Info.
Inglés.
You got it. Now, wait a second. What does this have to do with skyscrapers? All right, it doesn't have anything to do with skyscrapers. But it has something to do with architecture and building. Well, folks, that's the latest episode of FYI that came out. It is on skyscrapers. Give it a listen. It's wherever you get your Vaughn podcast. You can listen to it. It's my weekly podcast. It's called For Your English, FYI. And every week, every Friday, you've got a brand spanking new topic. And last Friday, we looked at skyscrapers. A lot of great idiomatic expressions that come from building as well. So give it a listen. But today, we're not going to look at skyscrapers in our spelling bee. We're going to take a look at some of the most famous statues ever. And that's because today, in the year 1820, the very famous Venus de Milo, I'm sure you say Milo in Spanish, was discovered on the Aegean island of Milos. Or, that's funny, we call her Venus de Milo, but I think we call the island Milos. That's pretty funny. Well, if you haven't seen her, she is on display. Does anyone know? In the Louvre in Paris. I remember I said, wow, this is definitely one of those that you've seen in, Looney Tunes cartoons when you were a kid, like the Mona Lisa. It's one of those. And this is an ancient Greek marble sculpture. So marble is marmol and sculpture, sculpture. And they don't know the exact date, but it is old. They think it's somewhere between 160 and 110 BC. As I said, it was discovered in 1820 today, and it has been in its home at the Louvre since 1821. And if you haven't seen it, it's one of those that definitely grabs your attention. All right, let's take a look here. We've got our spelling bee. Let's see if anybody got these. All right, Chris is coming back around again, and she got it second time. And she's even teaching us some Chinese. Nos está enseñando algo de chino. Tian, I don't know if I pronounced it correctly. I'm sure I didn't. Tian is heaven in Chinese? Aha. That's why you knew. You said, wait a second, that doesn't make sense. Awesome, Chris. So knowing Chinese helped you out with today's spelling bee. Let's see if anybody else got it as well. Born to Iron Man, looks like you nailed it as well. And Onyx, wow, you guys are on fire today. This was not easy, especially the first time, but as I said, these are some of the most common sculptures, or I should say in this case, statues everywhere. The first one was Christ the Redeemer. Christ the Redeemer, I'm sure you all know that one. That one was done by Paul Landowski in 1931. And we all know where that one is. That is sitting over the bay, La Bahia, up on the mountaintop if you're in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. So that is Christ the Redeemer, a symbol of Brazil. The second one is a symbol of not only New York, but of my country. And that is the Statue of Liberty. The next one, the third one, is the Little Mermaid. And I remember seeing this one as well. It is in Copenhagen, Denmark, and it is one of the biggest attractions in this city. The Little Mermaid, you know it from Disney, from Ariel, but this is the sculpture, one of the most visited statues. Well, folks, I can't believe it. We've got to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll look at the other three most famous statues. Plus, we've got Say What Soundbite, homophones, Name That Movie, and much more. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to part 3 of today's show with no name on Vaughn Radio, a place where English is exciting. It's interactive, and not just this show, all of our shows. Even Richard Vaughn, who doesn't use social media, I'm sure you know that. You should be interacting with his program aloud, en voz alta. So if he says, ask me what time it is, eso es cuando te toca decir, what time is it? You know, what time is it? Is it? It's not is it, is it? What time is it? So those are those perfect moments where you're not just improving your listening, but you're also working on your speaking because, well, it's 50% of the equation in the end. Yeah, you got to listen, but you've also got to speak sometimes. So, folks, do it every chance you get. In fact, I don't know when the book fair is, but it's not too far away. It's usually early June, end of May. So that means it's around the corner, if I'm not mistaken. I'll keep you posted as soon as I have some dates. Come visit at the book fair, whether you have my books or not. If you've got them, bring them and I'll sign them. If you don't, well, you can get the discount that we always have during the book fair. Plus, we'll take a selfie and all that jazz. My latest book, This Book is the Shit, available at vontienda.com, as well as all my other books, English Everywhere. This Book is the Milk. This Book is the Milk 2, English on the Go, and the latest one. Folks, it's time for Homophones on the Show with No Name.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
All right, amigos, welcome to our homophone section where we look at words that tend to be a little bit tricky, but we will demystify these words before the end of the section. The first word I want to know is a formal ceremony or a religious ritual or a custom. In Spanish, it would be rito, ceremonia, ritual, costumbre, it can be as well. Rito de iniciación, si ponemos of passage, right? So, de pasaje de iniciación, right? When you go from being a man to a boy to a man or whatever, you know, these milestones that it doesn't have to be religious, all right? So that word is rito, ceremonia, costumbre, ritual. That's the first word. The second word is correct. Well, I mean, it's a synonym for the word correct. Also, es tener la razón. You would say you are, we don't say you have the reason. It's also derecha. Okay? Derecha, mi mano derecha, my hand. So it's not the left one, it's the other one. And, well, it's derechos, ¿no? Tienes el derecho a. It's also that word. So it's a very rich word. I'm scrolling down the page. It's no, cuando preguntas a alguien, ¿vas a venir? No, también es eso. Con pregunta, cuando quieres confirmación. And many, many, many meanings I see over here. So the first word is rito. Ritual, costumbre. The second word is, as we said, many meanings. Derecho, derecha, as well. Correcto? No? Right? Tener la razón. That's another use of it. And while you guys are thinking that through, let me give you your Say What soundbite here for the third time.
I think we were all surprised, of course, and ultimately saddened. We forged ahead and we were so thankful that you were able to complete the series as planned.
¿Conoces Weekend Town? La nueva iniciativa de Vaughan.
Pues no.
Es un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés y es nuevísimo.
A ver, cuéntame más.
Tendrás una inmersión lingüística total durante 2 días. Un total de 24 horas hablando con angloparlantes de todo el mundo.
¡Wow! ¡Qué interesante!
Ganarás confianza y soltura a la hora de comunicarte en inglés. Mejorarás tu comprensión auditiva y tus habilidades conversacionales en una situación de comunicación real en inglés. Ven a Weekend Town y te sorprenderás con todo lo que puede avanzar tu inglés en un fin de semana. Weekend Town de Vaughan. Un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés. More information at grupovon.com/cursos destacados. Also, remember to follow us on social media, and this way you'll also know what's going on in the Vaughn world. You'll be the first one to know, amigos. All right, let's take a look at our homophones over here. We've got the first person is Born to Iron Man, and Born to Iron Man, those are the correct words. So good stuff. Let's see. He says they sound alike. Let's see. Anix, those are the correct words as well. And Anix says they are homophones too. So 2 students telling me yay. Well, guess what? They nailed it. All right, my amigos. All right, so the first word is right. A lot of times we say a rite of passage, right? When I'm thinking in the Jewish culture in the United States, a lot of my friends had a bar mitzvah. If it was a girl, it was a bat mitzvah, if I'm not mistaken. And this is like a rite of passage. I guess if you think about it in the Catholic religion, you've got it with your communion or your sacraments, right? So, right? Y acabo de decir la segunda palabra. ¿Correcto? ¿No? So, yes, they sound exactly the same, my amigos. Right and RIGHT, which, as we just said, has many, many meanings. So, if you know how to, the good news is when they are homophones, if you know how to pronounce one of them, then you know how to pronounce both of them. Also, Chris Valrol got it as well. And she goes, I think I wasn't right before with the say what. Oh, did you give us the say what soundbite? I didn't see it over here. No, Chris, it looks, it's pretty right what you said, or you were just trying to use it in context. All right, well, folks, there's also another word that sounds like that. But it's more of an antiquated word, but you will see it out there. And that is the guys who made the first airplane. Their name, what's their last name? Wright, right? The Wright brothers. Well, at least they weren't the wrong brothers. Well, that Wright, W-R-I-G-H-T, if you want to say guionista de teatro, you would say a playwright. I looked it up. The translation in Spanish, because esto tiene la W muda, is ero o era. So a craftsperson, a playwright, guionista, guionero, it says here, guionista. A shipwright, uno que trabaja con naves. Again, these days it's more of a last name than anything, right? Right, ahí voy con right. And I'll teach you a joke now that we're talking about the Wright brothers. If 2 wrongs don't make a right. ¿Te sabes esta expresión? Bueno, la aprendemos, si no. 2 wrongs don't make a right. Significa, it means that if somebody does something bad to you, it's not smart to take revenge. It's not smart. Like, you're not going to make it better by doing something bad. So 2 wrongs, hacer dos males no hace un bueno. No quita nada. So the joke goes, if 2 wrongs don't make a right, what do 2 rights make? The first airplane. All right. Really, really bad. But you guys were right. The second one. Also, we've got to take a look at these statues we had remaining over here. The fourth one was Discobulus. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that one, but this is a very famous one. You guys know it. It is the one, it's another ancient Greek one, and it's an ancient Greek athlete who is throwing a discus. We've all seen that one as well. And Discobulus is his name. I didn't know that. See, I knew the statue, but I didn't remember the name of it. But that's another one that you saw. It's iconic. It's been in cartoons everywhere, right? Discobulus. Oh, and there are a lot of Greek ones, as you can see, but it's all Greek to me. No. Okay. All right. Well, it's all Greek to me means me suena chino todo. Nosotros usamos griego. Me suena todo a griego. It's all Greek to me. Cuando no nos enteramos de algo. All right. The next one, we learned heaven, the word heaven in Chinese. Chan Chan Buddha. And the Chan Chan Buddha is one of the Buddhas that is located, one of the many Buddhas. You've got the Spring Temple Buddha. I remember seeing a huge Buddha in Phuket as well. Well, this one is located in Hong Kong. It's near the Po Lin Monastery, and it's a huge Buddha that sits atop a hill. And I remember, as I said, seeing two or three of them in Thailand. And it's pretty cool because you get an amazing view, but you also get to see this place of worship and a lot of fun. You get to see the monks, los monjes. And so Tian Chan Buddha. And the last one is the Christ of the Abyss. So we already looked at Christ the Redeemer. Well, Christ of the Abyss, as como lo has oído, del abismo, Christ of the Abyss. Where is it here? Now I can't find it. Christ of the Abyss statue. 1 second. Christ of the Abyss statue. This is amazing because this one is underwater. Okay, so it's a submerged bronze statue of Jesus Christ. Okay, it was done by a guy named Guido Galetelli. And basically, it's located in the Mediterranean off San Frutoso, which is between Camogli and Portofino. It's along the Italian Riviera. And it's really cool because it's an underwater statue. And I'm sure you've all seen pictures of it. You got to obviously go down there with the right equipment to be able to take a really good picture. But if you Google Christ of the Abyss, you'll know which one I'm talking about. And abyss is obviously abismo. Sounds like a crazy movie. Name that movie. All right, amigos, welcome to Name That Movie. I've got to say, I freaking love this movie. This movie makes me think of not when I was a kid, but when I just first started watching movies. And the movie came out in 1989. So this is like, with Goonies. It's up there with Back to the Future. Okay, maybe it's not as popular as those movies, but in my mind, that was, the greatest time in movies. The 80s, early 90s, and then things got a little bit, in my opinion, obviously. All right, so this is a classic tale. It's about a crazy uncle. Well, here, let me just read you the synopsis, and then we'll go through the scene here. Laid back, commitment-phobe Buck babysits his brother's rebellious teenage daughter and her cute younger brother and sister. That's it. That's the movie, guys. Okay. So laid back. Do you know laid back? Tranquilo. Somebody who's laid back, echado para atrás, we say. Reclinado, que no le molestan las cosas, right? So he's a laid back commitment phobe. Phobe is phobe, que tiene fobia de tal cosa. And a commitment is a compromiso. He's a single uncle. And he babysits. His name is Buck. That's his name. I just gave you the name of the movie, by the way. I'm sure in Spanish it's got a different name. And the commitment phobe Buck, the laid back uncle, babysits his brother's rebellious teenage daughter and her cute younger brother and sister. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a winner. Give it up for Chris Valrol. Excellent job. Excellent job. The movie is called Uncle Buck. And in Spanish, I'm not sure if that's what it's called, but it stars John Candy. He was awesome. I love John Candy. He's in Home Alone. Well, there's the connection for you. John Candy. And was he in part 1 or part 2? Part 1. John Candy is in the movie Home Alone with Macaulay Culkin. Well, he's also in this movie with Macaulay Culkin. But Macaulay Culkin is really, really young in this movie. And I think it was one of the first times, maybe not his first movie, but it was one of the first times people said, wow, this kid's cute, man. He's good. And they ended up working together again. Now, John Candy, unfortunately, he died. He was extremely overweight, but that was part of his persona as well. Yes, we say the word persona para decir personaje, ¿no? La persona que él demuestra. Chris says it's called Solos con Nuestro Tío in Spain. Well, I guess that's kind of what it is. Uncle Buck. Oh, man, it's great. It says here, let's see what it says about, I like to look at the movie poster. Oh, and Patricia Arquette is in the movie as well. He's crude. Oh, why can't I see it, though? Okay, ahí está. He's crude. He's crass. He's family. So crude, vamos a ver, creo que es crudo. Yeah, crude. Bruto, es bruto. He's crass, C-R-A-S-S. Grosero, vulgar, burdo, right? So we can even learn by looking at movie posters. And I got to say, I love movie posters. You know, they bring back a certain nostalgia, don't they? All right, well, let's take a look at this scene I've chosen from Uncle Buck. And Buck is also a male deer, un ciervo, right? It's also 20 euros, $20. Bueno, dólares en nuestro caso. So Uncle Buck says, well, they certainly are scraping the bottom of the barrel for cheerleaders these days. And to scrape is another way of saying scratch. The bottom of the barrel is the worst of the worst. Están cogiendo las sobras. No lo mejor. It's the opposite of the creme de la creme. It's the opposite of the cream of the crop. The bottom of the barrel. Lo peor de lo peor. ¿No? Que lo que quedaba. Piensa, si hay un barril, pues lo que queda al fondo. So, they certainly are scraping the bottom of the barrel for cheerleaders these days. ¿No? En cuanto a las animadoras. And Tia, that's funny. Her name is Tia, which is aunt. What are you doing here? Oh, by the way, the word aunt has 2 pronunciations. They're both accepted. Aunt, like I say it, como hormiga, and aunt. Hey, just letting you know. So Tia says, what are you doing here? He showed up at her rehearsal. And Uncle Buck says, well, we were just driving by to get some ice cream. Thought you might like to join us. A lo mejor quisieras unirte. And Tia said, I said I would be home at 10. It's not even 9. Te dije que iba a estar en casa a las 10 y no, ni siquiera son las 9. And Uncle Buck says, who said anything about that? I thought you might like to join us for some ice cream. No dije nada de la hora. Pensé que querías venir a por un helado. Maybe your bug here can join us, tu bicho. We can talk about burying the hatchet. Enterrar el hacha. You have the same exact expression. We can talk about burying the hatchet. You know what a hatchet is, don't you, Bug? O sea, ¿sabes lo que es un hacha, no, Bug? And Bug says, it's an axe. And Uncle Buck says, yeah, sort of. Algo así. Kind of. Sort of. Yeah. I got one in my car if you'd like to see it. Tengo uno en el coche si lo quieres ver. And then Bug starts to get scared and he says, I'll pass. I'll pass es paso. Same thing. Que no, gracias, no? And so then Buck says, fair enough. Bueno, okay, me vale. Fair enough. I like to carry it. A mí me gusta llevarlo encima. You never know when you're going to need it. Nunca se sabe cuándo lo vas a necesitar. A situation may come up, for example, surgir, to come up. And someone's been drinking and about to drive a loved one home. Vamos a decir que hay uno que está bebiendo, va bebido y quiere llevarle a casa en coche a un querido, ser querido. Then I'd like to know I have it. Entonces, pues, me gustaría saber que lo tengo. No, not to kill. No, no, no. Just to maim. And to maim is cortar extremidades. Take a little off the shoulder. Swish. The elbow. El codo. Slash. Slash es corto. A slash es barra cuando lo escribimos, right? Y piensa en zorro. La Z es 3 slashes. That's a slash. Okay? Tiene sentido. So he goes, the elbow, slash. Shave a little meat off the old kneecap. Y luego te saco algo de carne del kneecap, que es la punta de la rodilla. And he goes, oh! He goes, and you got both kneecaps. I like to keep mine razor sharp. Me gusta tenerlo súper afilado. Remember, the word sharp, too, is espabilado. Hey, man, you're sharp. You knew that knife was sharp. It's a nice double trouble we could have. So he goes, I like to keep mine razor sharp. It means very, very sharp. Sharp enough that you can shave with it. ¿No? Que te puedes afeitar con ello. Why, I've been known to circumcise a gnat. Me conocen por circuncidar, cortarle la esta a un gnat. And gnat is a word with a silent G. G-N-A-T, gen, mosquito. It's a very small little fly, a small little mosquito. So he goes, I've been known to circumcise a gnat. G muda. He goes, you're not a gnat, are you, Bug? No eres un bicho de estos, no, Bug? Wait a minute. Bug? Gnat? Is there a little similarity? Whoa. I think there is. Creo que sí lo hay. You understand what I'm talking about? I don't think you do. I'll be right back. So he's basically threatening the boyfriend because he's drinking and she wants him, he wants her to go for ice cream and to be with the family, not to be in this guy's hands. And Uncle Buck walks away. Okay. And Tia says, I'm sorry. She says to Bug. She turns to Bug and she says, I'm sorry. And then Bug says, look, I think you'd better split. Now, to split is dividir algo. We've looked at that word before, but also to split es largarse. Okay. So I think you'd better split. Creo que es mejor que te largues. I don't exactly want him to go berserk with an axe on me. And to go berserk is to go really crazy. So I don't exactly want him to go berserk with an axe on me. And then Tia says, he's all talk. Eso significa no muerde. Perro ladrador, right? Solo habla. He's all talk. And then Uncle Buck pulls out a small hatchet from his car. And he says, here it is. Come over. Come on. I want to show it to you. Maybe later then, okay? So there you go, Uncle Buck. It's a classic, folks. I've got to say, I freaking love that movie. I love John Candy. And those were the days when Macaulay Culkin was cute. They had really good chemistry, too, I remember. All right, well, my amigos, that's Uncle Buck. In Spanish, as Chris said, is solos con nuestro tío. We'll be right back with much more, my amigos. We've got many more challenges up ahead, double trouble, famous birthdays, and so much more. So stick around. Hello, amigos. Welcome back. Welcome back to the fourth and final part of today's show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Remember to stop by our website, grupovaughn.com/cursos destacados. Right now, we've got deals on the campamentos de verano. That's for youngsters from 6 to 15 years old. But what about if my kid's only 4 years old? Don't worry, urban camps. This way they aren't away from home as much. Well, when they're younger, it's harder. You've also got Vaughn groups. You can do those via video conference or face-to-face, in person, whatever you prefer. You've also got Vaughn Town. You've got your one-to-one flex as well. Vaughn Essentials. You've got your Masters. Weekend Town. We've got it all, amigos. You can even prepare your Oxford exam with us. Just go to grupovaughn.com/cursos destacados. Also follow us on social media, and this way you'll know what's going on in the Vaughn world. We've got some events coming up, not just the book fair. All right, amigos, ready for a challenge? Cool. It's time for double trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
All right, folks, welcome to Double Trouble here on the show with no name. And this is an expression. Have you ever felt paranoid? Have you ever felt, hey, I think we've all felt it at some point or another, and you feel like todos van a por ti? All right, well, that's what we're getting at today. Here's your double trouble, ladies and gentlemen. Van a por mí. Tenemos que largarnos de aquí. Okay? Oh, and by the way, you have to use the same word twice. It's a double trouble. I just made it a lot harder. Yes, I forgot to tell you that. It's a double trouble. So, van a por mí. And then the second part, tenemos que largarnos de aquí. You have to use the same word twice. It's a double trouble. Good luck to you, my amigos. And in the meantime, let me give you your Say What soundbite. I expected somebody to be able to get it because, well, it's pretty simple, I think. All right, well, we'll see. Here's your fourth and final listen.
I think we were all surprised, of course, and ultimately saddened. We forged ahead, and we were so thankful that you were able to complete the series as planned.
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughn Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughn Town, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovaughn.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughntown. More information over at grupovon.com/cursos destacados. You can also stop by in person if you'd like to. We've got offices all over Spain. All right, amigos, I'm taking a look at our double trouble here, and I don't see anybody. No, nobody's taking a stab at it yet. I'll give you another minute or two, and then I'll give you the answer. But two things. I didn't think this was going to be too tough. Maybe because I made it a double trouble, it upped the ante, subió el listón bastante. But also the say what soundbite, I think it's pretty I'm using your words, folks, crystal clear. And you can't ask for a better communicator than that. Also, I'll let you know too, buck, I gave you the word buck as pavo. Bueno, pavo dólares. I also gave you the word buck. I don't know if did I give you another meaning? Well, also to buck. Oh, I said ciervo. That's right. And also to buck is corcovear. So a horse bucks, right? When a horse bucks, it kicks its back legs. Okay. Oh, and there's a great expression. I could have made it, definitely could have made this into a triple trouble with the word buck here. But also, buck, when we talk about the buck, we talk about the responsibility, the blame. The buck stops here. Hay dos expresiones que solemos usar con buck. The buck stops here, or you would say he's always passing the buck. O sea, uno dice, yo acepto la responsabilidad. El marrón would be another word for the buck. But also to pass the buck is pasar el marrón a otra persona. So a word you already know, but it's got many meanings. It could be a double trouble perfectly. In fact, I just wrote it down, so it will be. All right, let's see. Chris says, I think the key word is split. I'm thinking, though. Nope, it's not split, but I like your logic, Chris. I like how you're trying to get inside my head. All right, well, I just gave you one of the words, get. One of the words is get. So maybe that'll help you out. Largarnos. So that part I think is easy. It's van a por mí. All right, I'll give you a clue. Any Guns N' Roses fans? Any fans of Appetite for Destruction? The album Appetite for Destruction? They've got a song that's called Van a por mí. Van a por mí. He says, soy inocente, van a por mí. Déjame ver la letra. I'm trying not to sing it. But I don't know. We'll see. I can't give you any more clues over there. So the lyrics go, I've been hiding out and laying low. I've been hiding out, escondiendo, ¿no? La fuga. And laying low. To lay low is mantenerse secreto, la vida secreta. He says, I've been hiding out and laying low. It's nothing new to me. No es nada nuevo para mí. Well, you can always find a place to go if you can keep your sanity. And the chorus goes, na, 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 na. They won't catch me. I'm effing innocent. They won't break me. All right, I see we don't have any gunners in the house. All right, well, I'll give it to you, folks. The first part is, they're out to get me. Okay? Van a por mí. They're out to get me. They're out to get me. Es frase hecha. Okay? They also, you could say they've got it in for me, too. They've got it in for me. They're out to get me. Two different ways to say, van a por mí. No, me la tienen conmigo. They're out to get me. O sea, they're out to is when we say they're out to do something, That means that's their goal, their objective. So they're out to get me. Su objetivo es ir a por mí. They're out to get me. I'm fucking innocent. It's a cool song. And you can see that Axl Rose is definitely suffers from paranoia. So they're out to get me. We have to get out of here. There you go. So out, we repeat the word out, and we repeat the word get. Aha, there we go. So they're out to get me. We have to get out of here. Y acordaos que el out of de la segunda parte es ahora. We gotta get out of here. We've got to is we've gotta, and get out of here. So gotta get out of. We gotta get out of this place. I know that's a song. We gotta get out of here. Me suena. Well, we learn in the upcoming episode of FYI, we're going to learn English from music. Oh, yeah. And we'll learn the right lyrics to some songs as well. Eso son ribocos sonai, sonai, oh no. Or one of my favorite ones I found when I was producing the episode was Maria, ¿qué tal los hijos? Coming soon, folks, this Friday, you've got two brand new episodes of FYI, and those episodes are on English in music. And I didn't put this in there, but I've added, I don't only teach you in the episode English and music, like vocabulary, like out to get me, but I teach you, I made even a playlist of words, of songs that have gotta, wanna, have to, in this way you hear it's going to, but nobody says going to. I'm gonna, I have to, I wanna. So I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I wanna. There you go. I want to, I wanna. All right. Coming soon for all you music lovers. So they're out to get me. We have to get out of here. And I could have made it a triple trouble. You know how? We got to get out of here. No, bueno, lo empiezo así. Here we go. So it's get out of here. Calla, no me digas. Get out of here. They're out to get me. We have to get out of here. Podría haber sido un triple trouble over there. Well, great job. Excellent effort to all of you. Also, a nice round of applause for Chris Valrol, who nailed today's Say What soundbite. She says she missed a few words, but don't worry, Chris. We'll take a look at those words in just a moment. But right now, it's time for famous birthday trivia.
Birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
All right, amigos, famous birthdays. Let's see who's celebrating a birthday today. The first person was born in 1968. In 1968, today, she's an American actress and director. She made her feature film, fijaos en la pronunciación, feature, her feature film debut as Kristen Parker. And this was from the movie Pesadilla en la calle Olmo, Nightmare on Elm Street. Calle Olmos en Lavapiés. And this was Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. It came out in 1987. I actually remember that. And I remember the group Dokken, they did the song, "We're the Dream Warriors, ain't gonna dream no more." That's that, guys, that's the sound when I was growing up. And she's received several awards, including an Academy Award, 2 Primetime Emmy Awards, and 3 Golden Globes. She's also been in one of my favorite films, True Romance. We've looked at that show You call it that movie. You call it Amor a Quemarropa, True Romance. She was also in Ed Wood. She was in Flirting with Disaster, Lost Highway, Bringing Out the Dead, Little Nicky, and she was also in Boyhood, and she won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress as the mother in Boyhood, great movie by Richard Linklater. And she's been in so many other movies. She's a staple in Hollywood, and she stood the test of time. No, ha perdurado, which, in Hollywood, that's not easy. Oh, and her family she comes from her last name is known in not just because of her, but because of her family as well. Her father, she's got brothers who are actors, so she comes from a long line of actors, of performers. All right. And it all started with her grandfather, even before her father, and he was a famous performer as well. So a dynasty, if you will, in Hollywood. All right. And I think she's great. I love her acting. She's really, really good. Natural, Number 2, this guy was born in 1962 today. He's an American guitarist and songwriter. His real name, I don't think anybody knows it unless you're a huge fan. Jeffrey Dean Isbell. Jeffrey Dean Isbell, who was born today in 1862. Imposible. 1962. He is an American guitarist, singer, and songwriter. He was a co-founder and rhythm guitarist of the hard rock band Guns N' Roses. And he was with them during the height of their fame, right? And, he departed from Guns N' Roses and started his own band called the Juju Hounds. And he started to record as a solo artist. In 2012, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of Guns N' Roses, one of the original members of Guns N' Roses, which they were formed in 1985. One of the local Hollywood bands, actually 2 bands. Do you know the story? Hollywood Rose and LA Guns. Does anybody see what happened there? Some of the members of Hollywood Rose merged with some of the members of LA Guns. And, they became Guns N' Roses. They were one of the hottest acts in Hollywood. Everybody was talking about them. As we say, they were the talk of the town, la comedia del pueblo, because they were, what's the word we used before? Crass, brutos, like Uncle Buck, right? So, yes. And what else can I tell you about this guy? Well, yeah, he's in Guns N' Roses. So he's not currently in Guns N' Roses, if I'm not mistaken. No. But, he's still remembered as one of the guys who made them famous, his sound. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we've got an actress who was born today in 1966. She's not just an actress, she's also a director and a producer. She's received many accolades in her career, including a Golden Globe Award and nominations for Primetime Emmy Awards. She was in Forrest Gump. She played Jenny in Forrest Gump. She was in Message in a Bottle. She was also in The Princess Bride. Oh, man, that's a classic. She was in 9 Lives. Also, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Everest, Wonder Woman, and a lot of people know her as Claire Underwood on the series House of Cards with Kevin Spacey. So Kevin Spacey and her, those are the stars of the show. All right, let's see. Chris, you got it. Awesome job. Number 1, The great Patricia Arquette. That's right, from a family of actors, the Arquettes. Then you've got Izzy Stradlin. Now I know why his name is Izzy. His last name is Isbell. So Izzy Stradlin. And last but not least, Robin Wright. And remember that W is silent. And we looked at the word right in our homophone section with that spelling. And really, it's only used these days in the word playwright. And she says, the eternal Princess Bride, Robin Wright. Well, Chris, you were right. Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's go over to our Say What soundbite. This was Robin Wright. She was in an interview, and they were asking her about the allegations of Kevin Spacey. As many of you know, many people came forward and said that he was, fiddling with them. And so this was something that obviously affected the show. Why? Well, it's one of the most popular shows. And then the guy's getting some really bad press. Again, I don't know. I didn't follow the case. I do think he's a great actor, but if I don't like anybody who's a kiddie fiddler. So if he is, which I don't know, only him, God, and who knows who else knows. But this is her reaction. This is Robin Wright's reaction as his co-star. And she says, I think we were all surprised, of course, and ultimately saddened, right? So she says, I think we were all surprised, of course, and ultimately saddened. We forged ahead. And to forge ahead is to continue, to keep moving. We forged ahead, and we were so thankful that we were able to complete the series as planned. So this is her talking about how they finished up House of Cards. Here she is, birthday girl, Robin Wright.
I think we were all surprised, of course, and ultimately saddened. We forged ahead, and we were so thankful that you were able to complete the series as planned.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right, folks. Name that lyric, and wonderful job. Great job to each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for participating and for learning and laughing with me every day. It's an absolute pleasure. And remember, you've got amazing programs all day long. I couldn't be leaving you in better hands, amigos. So enjoy. Up next, Ximena and Nacho will test your English, and they'll keep you chuckling all morning. And then, before you realize it, it's the lunchtime show with Rob and Andy, and it's lunchtime, so you're halfway through your day. I hope I made your day a little bit more bearable, and that you learned and laughed with us, and that you'll join us tomorrow as well. Well, you already know today's Name That Lyric because I gave it to you. I was even giving you the lyrics. They're out to get me. Van a por mí. They're out to get me by Guns N' Roses. So Google the lyrics and we can look at them together. He says, I've been hiding out and laying low. I've been hiding out and laying low. Keeping a low profile, we say, to lay low. What are you going to do? I'm going to lay low. Things are too hot right now, right? It's nothing new to me. He doesn't say to. It even says to. It's nothing new to me. Well, you can always find a place to go if you can keep your sanity. And this is one of those songs that really makes you rock. And then he says, they break down the doors and they rape my rights. Otra vez la palabra right. Y violan mis derechos. They won't touch me. No me tocarán. They scream and yell. Gritan. Y gritan más. And fight all night. I lose my head, I close my eyes, because I got something I've been building up inside for so fucking long. They're out to get me. Awesome song by an awesome band for my awesome students. Thank you so much. Once again, let's rock as we say goodbye. Wow. Fists up. Let's go.